Hi there, and welcome to part 7 of the Spriggan Artificer. So, we're sitting here with a crap ton of exclusions and low HP and inability to grab up my second rune in the swamp, and since everything is so depressing for this character, I've decided to go to Dungeon 3 and kill Grinder. To do so, we're gonna forget the floor, Shift X and Control F, and let's start exploring and let's search Grinder and kill him. It always feels good to get back to people like him and give him some nice stabbing. Shift X, Control U, unforgets the floor, and there we are. So I want to get rid of a few of these loose ends here. Get rid of these exclusions here. I don't need them anymore. With Shift X and Control E, you remove all exclusions you've set up on the floor. Alright. So, I've been breaking my head a little about what's wrong with this character so far. And it came down to the fact that I think I've undertrained my long blades quite a while. The issue here is I really want to have Mana Viper available, so I'm a bit torn in between here. I want to have Mana Viper, but I want to have long blades on a usable level pretty soon as well. So to do so, I'm actually gonna go 100% into long blade training because I feel like I really need that most. And yeah. We're having Sajobo on Vaults 2, which blocks my further way like a lot, and I was thinking about what could help me most right now, and after lots of thinking, the answer is another shop for my plaza. So from the stuff I get offered here, I feel like I don't need a weapon shop. I don't need a book emporium because books always mean more training, even though hexes could be really sweet. I'm gonna go for the gadget shop because my evocation skill is considerably good, and having some more Ice Blast wand is really good because I was running low on that. And let's have a look see here. I have a lump of fire, a vial of floods, and the lightning rod. I might as well pick up a phantom mirror, but then I'm out of gold. No, I'm gonna pick up a box of beasts now and mark that phantom mirror. Phantom mirror is amazing, but I don't feel like I really want to have it right now. It's too much gold, and I want to have a look-see at the wands available, and I want to have those enslavement wands. I feel like I dropped them too early. Normally I don't need enslavement wands for my characters at this point of the game, but for a Spriggan it's really cool, and having evocations at this level is not quite enough, so I'm gonna focus long blades, 66% into long blades and 33% into evocations because I really like the evocables, and I'm an artificer after all, right? Right. So where I'm gonna go next, I feel like I want to pay Swamp another visit and carefully try to clear out some of these. So I have Shroud on 1, Death Channel, Blink and Silence, alright. So I still need that rune, and we're having some Hydra here around, which sucks. I want to have a look-see at my spells here, so alright, got that covered. Hydra aren't as scary as they were. I feel like with a combination of a few airstrikes, I should, and some stabbings, I should be able to deal with them properly. But what's really important is that I don't pick up too many enemies at once. So I'm gonna go upstairs, regen back up my mana, and keep fighting. I need to run immediately if either Mara or Baisusen show up. But one good thing about Mara, he's sleeping. And as long as I don't get closer to this exclusion I set up here, I won't wake him up. And Mara is one enemy I don't feel like I will be ever able to tackle him down. Or I don't want to try to, that is. And I forgot about Death Channel. Silly me. Death Channel is quite amazing at this point. I should have put that up. Especially against those Hydrae. So bug bodies are undead, so they don't leave specters. But if I'm gonna be able to pick up 1 or 2 Hydra specters, it's gonna be really, really amazing. So there's a lot of Hydrae in this vault, which makes me think that I might be facing the Lanian Hydra here, which is particularly deadly for a Spriggan. But luckily there's a Phantom Mirror around, and the Phantom Mirror is an amazing tool to tackle down the Lanian Hydra. Alright, so let's wait for the dragon here. And as long as I get fresh ghosts here up and running, I should be able to deal with all of this. Although I feel like Baisusen will be a little bit too much to tackle, so I'm gonna avoid her entirely. That's the plan. I'm gonna run away if she shows up. Although, if my Spectre army is big enough at that point, I might be actually able to kill her off. Swamp Drakes are not dangerous at all if you're poison resistant. Yeah, there's the Lanian Hydra. Alright. So at this point, I don't feel like I have any chance of killing it. So let's better run. I need that Phantom Mirror to kill it, but with a Phantom Mirror it's pretty easily done. So let's pick that up. Just noticed that I already marked one on another level there. That's cool. So let's get back to Swamp. And deal with the Lanian Hydra here. But I want to have Death Channel before I kill it, because it should produce a ghost. So, oh, that trick didn't work out. Damn. So I gotta run here. Sadly, the enemy Lanian Hydra smacked mine before mine could attack. Usually this works pretty fine, that you can just one-shot the enemy Lanian Hydra with your own. So I'm gonna do this. There's Baisusen. I don't think my Spectres will be able to kill her off, but I'm gonna give it a chance. Oh, that's so sad. So I'm not gonna continue here. I'm gonna wait until I can afford the other Phantom Mirror and give it a try. But until then, I feel like it's way too dangerous to give it another attempt. So what I'm gonna do next. The thing about the Lanian Hydra here is this thing can just simply one-shot me. 27 heads with up to 18 damage per head, and that's quite insane. So I feel like I'm gonna stick my head into the vaults again for a moment there. I'm gonna avoid Sojobo at all costs. Can't fight this guy. Her, the Queen of the Tango. Sorry. Let's have a look-see. I wanna be around here. Yeah, that's good. I wanna sneak past the enemies if possible and simply get to this downstairs and pretend the rest of this level doesn't exist. And there's a Whiz Lab on this level. I'm not entirely sure I want to tackle that. Whiz Labs are really dangerous places, but I want to stick my head into it and have a look. at what it is. So with the magic mapping, you can Shift X and then press the button for going downstairs. And this shows me that this place is the downstairs to the arcade, to the Wiz Lab. It's the only yellow staircase, so this one was pretty obvious. But if there are shops on this level, you will get them shown in yellow as well. And with this little strat here, you can actually see where the vault is at. So how much RF do I have? This is very, very scary, but if I am able to kill the fire giant, I'm pretty done. I'm pretty okay here. Okay, cool. So now I have a little army here going on. I'm gonna tell my ghosts to attack the stone giant. And they kill him off with ease. So there's another red vault guardian. And yeah, we're gonna get there and kill him off. There we go. Keep up the protective spells. There's a Convoker around that corner. I don't like that. I want to break line of sight as much as possible to not invite him to summon more allies. There we go. So I'm gonna send my spirits to kill off the Annihilator here. Sadly, the spirits don't get the spells from their originals. They can't cast spells. And there's a bunch of boggarts. I really hate boggarts, but it's okay. I don't want to acid wand these because I don't have many acid wands left. The lightning rod is really cool because it can't miss. And let's have a look here. Where does this lead? Iskenderun's Mystic Tower. Fuck that, I'm out of here. I blew up a very good character already here. And I don't want to do that again. These statues here in Iskenderun's Tower, they fire continuously orbs of destruction, which is extremely scary. And was just dashing forward, killing those boggarts before they could summon stuff. Because these orcs I'm not too concerned about. They are really not dangerous at all. So Longblades is getting there pretty quickly. And as soon as that's up, I should be able to get along a lot more better. A lot more better is actually not the way you say it in English. Alright, so spirits should take care of this Convoker here. Or do they? No. So he summoned a crap ton of dudes, but I'm gonna stand here for a moment longer because I can always retreat into the army of my ghosts here if stuff gets on top of me. Switching over to the Elec weapon against the undead. So let's hide behind my minions here for a moment because I don't want to be in front of these hard-hitting ranged attackers. Alright, get rid of the Actor. But I feel like it's time to go for now. The Archer and the Stone Giant are pretty scary in their own rights. And I've lost all my Spectres. The Spectres are most effective in close corners. In open spaces, I mean. Not close corners. That's where they're exactly not as useful. In open spaces they are really powerful, but in narrow corners like these here, they aren't as powerful. So there's the Stone Giant and a Fire Dragon. Pretty spooky, but with my evasion rating I should be able to avoid the attacks of this guy a lot. And this is one of the situations where why the specters are not as powerful in close and narrow areas. Woo. Took a shot here I didn't want to take. So the wolf spider specter is pretty amazing. And I do like them a lot because they are as quick as I am. So they're pretty handy to have as a Spriggan. These can at least catch up with me. So this is an upstairs I didn't know yet, which is cool. And I want to be here because I really want to clear up the way there, but I stepped into a teleport trap and got teleported exactly on this upstairs. That's okay. Let's pick up this phantom mirror here. Oops, wrong button. And I really hope this will solve my Hydra problem in the swamp. So there we are again. I'm gonna take this. No, I'm actually not gonna take this upstairs. Or, yeah, I do. I don't want to be surrounded by Hydra here. Don't feel like this is a good staircase to take again. Let's have a look-see here. There was Artificer. Maybe I want to avoid that. There's another downstairs I didn't try out yet. Let's go there first. Alright, bring up my spells and start whacking. I'm noticing that I'm dealing with these enemies a lot better than the last time I was here. The alligators hit me way less than before, which kind of relieves me. Alright. So there's the Linean Hydra. Let's hope the Phantom Mirror works this time. There we go. Simply one-shotted. Just like the original Linean Hydra did with with the first one. It's basically all about who gets the first shot here. Whoever shoots first wins the fight. So now I'm getting super powerful specters, and I can move pretty freely here, I think. Because I can deal with Hydra now, especially with this army. There's a new acid wand, that's cool. Bring up Death Channel again, and I actually noticed that when I kill enemies on deep water, I get the gold automatically. Last time I killed something over deep water, I thought I'd lose the gold, but that was actually incorrect. Alright. Let's bring up the Death Channel. I wonder if I can't kill Artificer with these Hydra ghosts, because they really pack a punch. Let's tell my ghosts to kill this dragon. And yeah, we're gonna try that. Since I'm resistant to electricity, this is a lot less spooky than it could be. But actually, I've covered up a lot of this floor, so now we're gonna go upstairs. There's... Ooh, Mara woke up. Well, I feel like the noise the Linean Hydra made could have woken him up. But we're gonna go. There's no reason to risk your life on something like that. And there's Power Mode's ghost again. I really want to kill him, but I don't think I'm able to. What are my spells? Is there anything I can do here? I could summon some mana viper on him. Do I have brilliance potions? I only have one brilliance potion left. No, not yet. Not yet, Mr. Power Mode. I'm gonna kill you later. Okay, so I have 2 runes now. Awesome. And I feel like I'm gonna proceed through the walls. I really wanted to tackle this loose end though. So Longblades needs to hit only a level of 14, which is not too much. This is totally achievable, and we're already at 9.1. So I should be able to... Alright, so there's a Storm Dragon Simulacrum. I'm gonna try it this time. Yeah, that works. Maybe on the last episode I ran for nothing from these and made my life actually way more miserable than I needed to. Alright, big pack coming in. I'm gonna hide around this corner and bring up my spells, and this is terrifying. So I'm gonna pop my File of Floods here and run a little. The Earth Mage simply blew me up with 2 spells because my HP are that little. Yikes. Alright. So I don't feel like the Water Elemental was able to kill the Earth Mage there. Kind of bugs me, but that's okay. Oof. This is some scary pack. But my speed is saving me here. I can run away from these safely. And see if anything follows me here. So there's the Earth Mage again. I've learned that I don't want to fight this guy. So let's try if I can stab down this dragon here. The Pain Brand is super powerful. So I feel like with my dragon here, I should be able to kill this dude. Yeah, he went for rapid deconstruction again, but hit the wall, hit my Spectre here, which didn't hurt me too much. Not at all, I want to say. Alright. So I'm gonna use my Spectres against these Yaktor to hide behind, but I don't feel like my Spectres will be able to win this. They're gonna get crushed here. So let's run away again. I need to kill this red guy before he can seal off doors. There we go. And I feel like now it's winnable. As long as the ghosts block the line of sight like that, I'm pretty safe. Only annoying thing as a Spriggan with Death Channel is you're always quicker than your summons. That sucks. Alright, so this is quite some fight here. So why I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna tell my ghosts to follow me and just do a little shout here. And send my ghosts after them. There's a ghoul. These are not drainable, and they don't leave spirits, sadly. So I gotta help here a little. And these freezing wraiths are pretty spooky too, mainly because of their slowing effect here. But my Spectres softened them up a little. Always taking care to keep the spells up. And there we go. And 2 heal wound potions. That's nice. So I'm gonna let these people come out of this room for me to fight me like that. And same thing here. I'm gonna start killing people in front of me, and the spirits will rack up. And if stuff ever gets too spooky, I'm just gonna step back and let them fight. This way I can always retreat if stuff gets too spooky, because the enemies will keep fighting my specters here, and this gives me time to just retreat. This works against the most non-unique enemies pretty decently, but against uniques you gotta be careful. What I like most about this spell is just that you can, that stuff your spirits kill will bring up more ghosts. That's absolutely cool. So Shadow Dragons are immune to negative energy, so I'm gonna swap over to the Elect brand. Bring up my spells again. I get horribly drained here. So I'm gonna lightning rod into this. Take the guaranteed hit. And there's a bunch of centaurs coming the way. This is spooking me out, to be all quite honest. So let's hide behind this corner here. Regen back up and see what will come around the corner. There we go. Playing as a Spriggan needs a lot of patience, in my opinion, because you need to retreat a lot. Whenever stuff looks least a bit scary to kill you, you should better be running already, because that's what you're really good at. Oh, a new potion. So let's ID that. It's ambrosia. Not too bad. So Longblades is at 8.9, which is less than the last time I've looked, but I'm drained. So let's wait for our ghosts and send them to kill the Entropy Weaver for me. Entropy Weavers are really annoying people. Ghosts killing off the stuff here. I'm just standing back there and waiting until the enemies die. I love it. Alright, there's some food for me. Death Channel creates quite some spell hunger, but I don't want to train more spellcasting right now. I have enough food, and if I ever need more food, I can actually summon another food shop. That's absolutely no problem at all. So again, swap over to the Elect branding against undead enemies, because pain is useless against them. And there's a troll, an orc. A jumping spider's specter. I love those. These are also pretty quick. And some more fruit. And an Aten spirit. So Atens are really spooky. And there's a lich. Alright, so we're gonna stand back here and let me think for a moment. Atens can just squash me. They deal tremendous amounts of damage. So how are my chances to enslave him? Pretty good. Awesome. So I'm gonna tell my Aten to fight this dude for me. And that's another great thing. The Vault Warden just killed the Aten, and I get the Spectre in that, which is really awesome. And the Spectre is killing the Lich for me. Great. That's simply great. So let's kite it back a little and let my Spectres fight with me. So that's why I wanted the enslavement once. Can I enslave these guys too? Oh, 45%. Not too high chances here. Ooh, this broadaxe is chunking me down pretty hard. So I'm gonna stick with the enslavement here, because 41% is not too bad at all. But it turns out they're getting on top of me here. Alright. But my Spectres finally won. Alright, good. That's the crossbow threat here again. And there's Stone Giant. I'm just gonna stand back and let my spirits initiate it. There we go. Goody. There we are. Longblades is at 10.2, and at this point I should be able to actually wield my scimitar quite decently. I wonder if I should do that. Not yet, I'd say. Alright, that's waltz 3 done. Let's go to waltz 4. And carefully wander around here. Bums me a little that I had to drop the Whizlab, but as a matter of fact, I feel like it was a wise choice not to fight not to go there. So this is looking too spooky for my taste. Got a lot of damage here, and I don't want to risk getting blown up by the arbalests here. So I'm just standing back here for a moment. Because these guys can deal 20 damage on their own, and the arbalest damage gets added up. And oops, I don't want to pick up the bolts, I want to show you guys an arbalest. So arbalests also deal 18 damage. So 20 plus 18, that's up to 38 damage with just one shot of these people. That's a lot, considering how fragile I am, especially. So there's a Rakshasa. I hate these guys, but you already know. And he popped the scroll of summoning, so I'm gonna get out of here. There's no reason at all to fight this just like that. So let's try this. I'm gonna wield my holy scimitar here. Oh, the summons didn't time out yet. Standing upstairs and just waiting a little solves these problems. Alright. So Rakshasa are susceptible to holy damage, but I don't feel like I want to be here. This is too spooky. Too many people around this staircase, so I'm not gonna go there again. Let's take a different downstairs for now. Kill the Convoker. And let's see what happens here. Rakshasa was not so much of a problem, but there is a Convoker around. These guys are, especially on an unexplored floor, super, super dangerous. Can't put it in different words. I prefer the ogres over this situation on the other downstairs because, well, this is pretty easy. Ogres are too sluggish. They attack really slowly, and with my evasion rating, I'm pretty hard to hit for them. Alright, so now I have an army. That's good. There's a Tengu Reaver. Pretty spooky. But silence shuts down their spell casting. And I forgot to bring up Death Channel before fighting this dude, but it's okay. He killed off my whole army with just on his own. That's how dangerous the Tengu Reaver are. They are actually the strongest of all Tengu you can face. Non-unique Tengu, that is. So handle them with care. So let's pick up the Scimitar of Holy Wrath and smack down this flayed ghost. So yeah, alright. Killed the Convoker before he could summon anything. That's good. Slowly advance towards the archer. But he blinked away, which sucks. You can shut down the blinking of the archers with silence too, which is something I really like to do because they swap into melee, and these guys are way less dangerous when they're meleeing you. So it's quite some nice strat if they're in your face. Let's step back a little. And let my army do the talking here. Bring up my spells and step forward. And carefully take down the Ogre Mage. I really need to be careful with the Ogre Mages because of their Crystal Spear. I mean, not every ogre mage has a crystal spear available, but if they do, they're really dangerous. And the Convoker summoned a bunch of guys, but right now I'm pretty okay with that. But this Vault Warden is chunking me down pretty hard. Ouch. So I'm gonna go one tile. He didn't hit me, good. So let's see. Alright, he locked me down. He locked me in. It's okay. Let's try if I can enslave him. It's 50%. It's okay. You should open that door for me, dude. Alright. He doesn't. It's okay. Enslavement is pretty powerful, especially if you're having quite a high evocations rating. And the moment he is not longer enslaved, he's surrounded by my specters, and they're gonna make short work of him. So the Convoker is summoning a little bit more, but at this point, I'm not too concerned about that anymore because I have an army running here, so these are pretty much able to deal with that. If I wanted to be really cool, I would have went for a pole arm to attack over my minions, but that's pretty standard transitioning of a Spriggan here. Starting out with short blades, transitioning into long blades. That's pretty much standard and powerful. I didn't want to swap that because I didn't know that I would find a death channel and use it. So I simply had no chance of preparing for this. So let's see. I'm attacking at 0.9. That's pretty okay. I feel like long blades are already quite usable because the min delay on the scimitar is 0.7, and I'm pretty close to that. And there's a floating eye. These guys are really, really obnoxious, and I'm gonna use my lightning rod onto him, but I can't. Damn. Thing about floating eyes, they have a guaranteed paralysis with a wind up. They start focusing it, and after a few turns you get paralyzed no matter what, no matter how high your MR is. And I have considerably high MR, so let's just run away for a moment. This room is filled with enemies, and chances are that this floating eye was a shapeshifter. But yeah, let's just run for a moment. I'm noticing that I'm having real trouble killing these Vault Wardens. They're pretty beefy. So let's try if I can paralyze this guy. Yeah, let's just slice him down. Since I'm good enough to use the scimitar, I'm gonna start enchanting it up. I was waiting and stockpiling these enchant weapon scrolls for a reason. And at this point, I can also use the enchant armor scrolls here to bring up some more resistances, but yeah, Doctor can't be enchanted more than +3. Alright. A wolf spider. That's nice. Like I said, I like them. Alright. Kill the Convoker first, because I don't want to have more enemies in my face than I need to. And there's a Deep Troll Shaman back there. It's pretty spooky because they can buff up other enemies. And that's something you don't want to see happening here. And there's another Shadow Dragon, so I'm gonna let my Spectres do this because I don't want to get drained again. And I've stockpiled quite a lot of gold here, I'm just noticing. That's good. Stop the Convoker before he could summon stuff. And there's another Freezing Wraith. So I have the Scimitar of Holy Wrath. This should be fine, but I'm slowed. I don't like being slowed, so I'll just fall back for now. and let my specters do the talking. Hope they'll kill off the stuff for me. And they actually do. So let's swap over to the Flaming Brand again. Bring up Regen, bring up Shroud. Alright. What did I find there? Another heal wounds. That's nice. Alright, so there's a Lich. Lich are really easy to kill with silence. So I need to change my key bindings here. So Liches in silence are particularly harmless. And they're even more harmless if you're wielding a holy branded weapon on top of that. And he had an acid one for me. Sweet. Alright. So there's a book of summonings. Shadow creatures might be pretty sweet too for this character, although my summoning skill is pretty lousy. Don't know if I really want to go for that. Oh, I'm getting swarmed here. But I feel like I should be okay here. I'm gonna tell my specters to bring down this Arbalest dude because I'm most concerned about his crossbow shooting. Because the very ugly thing, yeah, they are dangerous, but I can kite them. Ranged attacks are not as easy to kite. But be very, very careful with very ugly things if you're frail. They pack quite a punch. There's Donald. He has an Evening Star and a shiny plate armor. It's pretty spooky. But my ghosts are pretty spooky too, so let's see. Yeah, Donald the Spectral Human. Thanks. Alright. Feel like I'm in a good spot right now. This is pretty dangerous to feel like that, because when I feel like that, bad things tend to happen. So let's silence the Ogre Mage before he can Crystal Spear me. And I'm sitting on a bunch of gold here. That's awesome. So now I have enough gold for a branch bribing, but I'm not gonna use that for now. So bring up the silence again, just in case. Better safe than sorry, I'd say. From shapeshifters you can't create specters either. Alright, we're done with Waltz. I couldn't finish up Waltz 2, sadly. And I'm not up to playing around with Sojobo again, because the last time I was around her, things went pretty ugly. And I don't want to get randomly killed because I want to desperately bring down this unique. It's similar to Swamp. These uniques here are too dangerous to tackle, so I'm just leaving them where they are. There's no reason to risk my life for nothing. Good. 2 runes, Waltz down to 4. And Longblade's pretty usable. And why do I have 5% failure chance on the death channel with a yellow mark? I thought that was gray already. So, where next? That's the difficult question. I feel like Elf should be more doable than the last time, actually. Because last time I was here, I had quite some trouble killing off the dancing weapons here. But with the scimitar, I should be in a better spot here. So let's bring up my spells and drop the silence. I'm gonna run in here and murder this Demologist and the High Priest. After that, stuff is not as terrifying anymore. This is a funny, unique item. This is basically a vampiric quick blade, and it has a stronger life drain than other vampiric weapons because vampiric weapons base off your they heal you for the base damage dealt, and in case of a quick blade, this rather sucks. But yeah, you get the idea. This thingy would be quite awesome if I didn't decide to transition into long blades here. I'm gonna keep this rapier because of the lag resistance. Because with this thingy not usable anymore, my resistances got way worse. I'm not resistant to cold anymore. I'm not resistant to negative anymore. I really gotta be careful about that. I could use some better body armor or some hat, and that's the next thing I want to do when I summon some shop. Ooh, that hurt, man. So just like the last time, I'm gonna make good use of the silence here. So let's have a look-see at this ring. I'm lazy. It's teleportation. This is not useful anymore. These were useful once. A few versions ago, you were able to trigger a teleport effect at will with these, but these days are long over. Nowadays, these rings are completely useless and give you just teleportitis. Alright, so that was a mimic. I hate shop mimics. I hate mimics in general. So what about food? Makes me think that I might need a food shop sooner or later. So 3 Deep Elf Knights. That's particularly spooky. So let's rather continue here. I feel a lot more comfortable if I don't have to fight as many of those at once. And let's drop the silence and start murdering them. Because Deep Elf Knights are still quite powerful if they're silenced. Different from the other Deep Elves here. So I'm gonna renew my spells and drop another silence here. It's the easiest way to deal with this. Yeah, I'm even able to deal good damage to Earth Elementals. That's a good sign. Because Earth Elementals are really resilient people. And if you're able to kill an Earth Elemental, you're possibly able to kill a lot more different enemies. But this Broadex gave me quite some chopping. Let's retreat for now. So I'm gonna deal with that. I feel like I'm gonna try to airstrike it down. There we go. That worked a lot better. Let's bring up my protective spells and silence this guy. It's perfectly okay to drop a silence just for one archer if you're playing a Spriggan, because they're gonna really ruin your day. And you don't want to get your day ruined. So let's airstrike this. I feel like airstriking these dancing weapons is a lot safer than actually killing them. That's another downside of being Gozak Worshipper. You're not getting the weapons if you're killing them. You're only getting gold. They turn to gold as well, sadly. But I really noticed that I'm not suffering the minus stealth of this rapier anymore. And so I'm gonna drop the... do I drop the vulnerability scroll? I don't know. I'm gonna drop the Book of Summons for sure. Alright, that's quite a bunch of people here. So bring up my spells and sneak towards them. Alright, didn't work out. Drop the silence again and start killing. It's the same procedure here. Once the first enemies start dropping, the specters will give you a lot of safety here. So my pack is still full. Wonder how to fix that. I don't need lignification potions at this point anymore. Lignification potions are really awesome, but only for a while of the game. So again, bring up the spells, drop the silence. But let's set this straight. Even Deep Elf Knights are a lot less dangerous with silence running. Alright, so that's Elf 1 and 2 done. I feel like going for Elf 3 too, because I think I'm in a good spot to do so. Even though the Blade Masters kind of spook me out. I don't know if I'm able to tackle them properly, but we're gonna see. So I don't need anything out of that. I want to see if there's anything else I want to use in these other shops before summoning a new shop. Alright. No. And no. So let's call a new merchant here. And let's go for the antique shop. Maybe there's something useful in here, but no. These teleport scrolls are the best I could bring here. So let's do that again. And there's an armor shop. Great. So what's here? Okay. Interesting stuff. A troll leather armor might be great. The robes. I don't feel like wearing a robe. I think this troll leather armor is something I want to have. Because the Quicksilver Dragon scales are more protective, yes. But I'm still sitting in full MR, even after taking this off. And I don't need that much MR. Even, especially if it's overcapped. Nobody needs overcapped MR. So, in the long run, this might be the ideal armor I want to wear. But I couldn't afford it right now. And I felt like this is already quite an upgrade. I mean, this thingy here has some really nice resistances, but rather not. Bad thing about that is my buckler has already art poison, and I don't need the Swamp Dragon scales as much because of that. Alright. But I have innate regeneration now, which is really good. So I regenerate 0.68, and if I turn on regen, I'm regenerating 168 per turn, which is quite a lot. Oh, there's this ice cave I couldn't reach. Alright. So I'm really concerned about my resistances here, but I feel like I can do it here. So same procedure. Do I have magic mapping? Yes, I do. Good. So for this room, I feel like I have to retreat until my silence wears off, but maybe not. Taking this very carefully. Alright, I can cast a new silence. My enchantments are still running, so I can afford to do so. Since I have RF running, these fire elementals are not as spooky as they could be. And there we go. So let's tell my ghosts to kill this mage here. Alright, so let's magic map this. And there's the ending. I'm gonna exclude that so I can't auto-explore accidentally there. And there's an annihilator. These are really spooky, as long as they're not silenced. Same goes for the demonologists. There we go. That's why I feel like I'm pretty comfortable down here. So I'm gonna go up here and kill these guys before taking care of the guys down there. Alright, silence is down, so let's renew the enchantments and drop a new silence. Most lovely part about this is these annoying elves can't blink anymore. Because their blink is really the most dangerous part about them. So there's book, including Stone Arrow. Stone Arrow is a good spell, but I have Airstrike, I don't need that. There's an artifact Morning Star. It's pretty cool. But not for me, actually. So we're gonna do this like we do this every time. I really gotta be careful not dying to Hubris later on, because this works all too decently here. And let's get back a little. I don't have silence running, which is pretty good right now because I want to kill these dancing weapons before going for silence. Let's hide behind my minions here. And I don't have mana for another silence right now. No, I do. Alright. It's one thing I love about Airstrike a lot, that you can use it without having a clear line of sight. And there's a bunch of elementals here. I'm gonna fall back for now. My silence is not covering up the entire room anymore, and this is nothing I wanna face. So I don't think I need another silence here. Famous last words. Just kidding. I'm good here. Alright, Longblades is pretty close to 14. That's really good. What the? Ah, it's a bowl of magma torching all these trees here. Gonna step into that corner here. I didn't even know that worked, to be quite honest. I do know that fire damage can ignite trees, but I didn't know that it would spread like that. Alright. But I've only lost my ghosts. It's not too terrifying. Because these deep elf ghosts, they're not as amazing as many other ghosts. So I have digging, a few charges that is. So let's do some nice kill hole here. And let's carefully get closer here. So one of the safest ways to do this is to stand inside a corner like that and just keep killing them. Against the Annihilator, I bring up the silence immediately. I'm still silenced here. Still silenced. Now it's gone. I'm not casting Death Channel right now because when I hide in this corner, Death Channel doesn't do anything for me. There's a Demonologist, so there we go. I'm not going into my kill hole here because these Elementalists have the Awaken Earth spell, which lets them summon crap tons of Earth Elementals. and this destroys walls in the process while doing so. And it's pretty annoying to see your kill hole destroyed like that. And that's why I'm not going there with the elementalists. What's he wielding there? The arc blade. Alright. So this is some particularly deadly bunch. I'm gonna run away a little. These master archers are really terrifying. They deal lots of damage, so this thingy is actually not too bad. Why I'm carrying a dagger? It's a powerful short blade. There we go. So I'm gonna use my lightning rod here to blast this dude. I feel like the master archers and the blade masters will be the most terrifying things down here. The rest of them are pretty harmless, I'd say. But with these two people, I have to be very careful. There's Nikola. Okay, interesting. It's pretty unusual. I never faced Nikola in this vault. But if it comes down to killing him, he's also very vulnerable to silence. His most power comes from his chain lightning spell, and he can't use that while silenced, long story short. So I don't want to have an amulet of guardian spirit, thank you. Alright, so there's a blade master. Let's pump in my lightning rod here and give him some acid 1-2. But I really want to kill off the death mage in the same process, so I'm gonna go for an ice blast here. There we go. So into this situation I'm gonna bring up all my spells, because Nikola is really terrifying. Nope, that's not gonna work like that. And I just got myself killed. That's so stupid. I should have blinked onto that. Oh no, I couldn't have blinked onto that stairs. So, long story short, don't fight Nikola. I got too overconfident about that. Oh man, I'm so sad. Could have avoided this death, but well, every death a lesson, isn't it? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we're gonna proceed with something else next time. And until then, have a good time. See ya.